Hey guys, it's Benedict Times, the truth. I'm back and getting ready to go to the gym. Today is gonna be my first day. I'm trying to make real changes in my life, man. I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot. I've been through hell. Many of you know what I went through last week. I didn't tell you everything, but I really went through a lot last week. I really went through a lot last week, and I decided to make some changes. Try to feel better, because we are in a room where, to feel good, you gotta do something. Like, this room truly sucks. Don't let anyone lie to you. Don't let anyone tell you that, we're in paradise. Some people are privileged enough to feel that way. Some people are privileged enough to feel like we're in paradise. Some people are privileged enough to think that this makes sense, because it makes sense to them. They're not experiencing a lot of BS, things are working out. They never had to deal with serious problems in their lives. Whatever they try to do, works out. But most people really go through hell, man. Most people in this room really go through hell. Just that some people have been brainwashed so much that they don't even see that. Right? Some people have been brainwashed so much that they don't even see, that they are going through hell. It's like people who suffer from Stockholm syndrome, who end up worshipping the people who have kidnapped them, or the people who have held them captive, because these people have power. Like, they don't see things as they are because they have been brainwashed. You can be so brainwashed that you end up worshipping your oppressors, end up loving your oppressors, end up thinking that your oppressors are God, end up believing that your oppressors are superior. This is a hell realm, man. Don't let anyone lie to you. Don't let privileged people lie to you. Don't let people who are brainwashed lie to you, because they are lying to themselves. People who lie to themselves will lie to you and not even realize that they're actually lying to you. See, they will think that they're telling you the truth because they're telling you what they believe to be true. When I say this is a hell realm, what I really mean is that when you look at reality as honestly as possible, without lying to yourself, without telling yourself things that make you feel better about what's going on, you just open your eyes and look at the world. That is what's going to be your conclusion. That's what I mean when I say this is a hell realm. Like, when you look at the world, look at how it works. Look at nature and how it works. The most logical conclusion is that we are in a hell realm. The most logical conclusion is that this is bad. The most logical conclusion isn't that we are in paradise or we were put here for a good reason. Like, if you are going to be as logical as possible, if you are going to be as honest as possible, the most logical conclusion is that we are in a hell realm. I'm not calling this a hell realm because I'm focusing on the negative things that are happening around the world, or the negative things that are happening in my life. I do not have an negative outlook on life. I try my best to form an honest perspective around what I see. I look at the world and ask myself, what am I really seeing? What am I really seeing? Most people ain't honest. Most people believe that they must look at life the way that the world is saying they must look at life. Have you realized that? Most people believe that they must look at life the way that the world is saying they must look at life. So if the world is saying we're having a positive experience, everyone will pretend as if they're having a positive experience, even if their life sucks. Because that is what is cool. The world has made it cool to have a negative outlook on life and a positive outlook on life. The world has made it bad to have a negative outlook on life, or to have a negative, or let me say an honest outlook on life. Right, an honest outlook on life. Well, the problem is that if you are truly going to be honest with yourself, if you're truly going to be like, you know what, fuck everything that I've been told, fuck everything that, everyone is saying that I must believe, fuck my feelings, I'm just gonna be as real as possible now. What is actually going on here? What are you going to think? Like, if you're truly going to be honest with yourself, what are you really going to think? What are you really going to conclude? You look at the way animals live. What are you going to conclude? Like, these animals are eating each other. Damn. And they're not eating each other because some of them are just bad. Some of them are just evil.
TikTok guy.
Oh, yeah. Sure. I guess I'm not an honest person. So this guy is asking me, oh, you're the TikTok guy. No, I'm not a TikTok guy. I'm not famous on TikTok. But I'm just like, hey, it is what it is, man. Because he's gonna, he'll make me explain some things. Like, if I say, no, I'm not a TikTok guy, and then I'll have to explain. I'd have to explain what I do, So it's best to just say that I'm the TikTok guy. I can't even begin to explain to you the power of being honest with yourself. Because most people are suffering like crazy because they're not honest with themselves. They've been telling themselves lies. You can see what you're going through, but you're like, hey, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, nah, man, it's, I just don't see things as they are. That's why I'm going through what I'm going through. Or I don't believe in God. That's why I'm going through what I'm going through. But you need to ask yourself, why should I even believe in a God? To have a good life. Why does this God want me to believe in him to give me a good life, while he has the power to give me a good life without me believing in him? Why did he set things up this way? Because if God is omnipotent, that would mean that he created the things that are making me suffer in this realm. So wouldn't that mean that he created things that are making me suffer in this realm so that I will worship him? It's like if you had the power to make someone who doesn't want to be in your life suffer for not wanting to be in your life, right? You had the power to make someone who doesn't want to be in your life suffer for not wanting to be in your life. And you make them suffer until they decide that, yeah, you know what, I'm tired of suffering. You know, I need to go back to this person's life. And then you start making them suffer less. And they start to think, hey, yeah, I gotta be in this person's life. That's bad. That's evil. You need to be as honest as possible with yourself, and you realize that we are really in a hell realm. Some people can say, hey, but there are some things that you can do to feel better. You know? There are some things that you can do to feel better. Just because there are some things that you can do to feel better doesn't mean that you're not in the hell realm. You can work out. But does that mean that you're not in the hell realm? Of course, if you work out, you're going to feel better. Of course, your mood is going to improve. But does that mean that you're not in the hell realm? That is a serious question. Yes, you can go out and have fun, but does that mean that you're not in the hell realm? You can watch your favorite TV show, but does that mean that you're not in a hell realm? You can find yourself surrounded by people who make you happy, but does that mean that you're not in a hell realm? What makes this the perfect hell realm is the fact that there are things that you can do to feel better, right? There are things that you can do to feel better. So you can lie to yourself and say, oh, no, it's not a hell realm. I'm just not doing things right. Because there's things that you can do to feel better. So you can say, the reason why I'm suffering is because I'm not doing these things, right? The reason why I'm suffering is because I don't think right. The reason why I'm suffering is because I don't believe in this religion. The reason why I'm suffering is because, well, I'm not educated. You know, I didn't go to school. You know, I focused on other things. The reason why I'm not successful is because I didn't work hard. Like, nah. Suffering is not a bug. Suffering is a feature. Someone must suffer. Isn't that how this realm is supposed to be? Isn't this realm supposed to be full of suffering? Do you think that you suffering is a mistake? This is a hell realm. You can tell yourself whatever you want to tell yourself. You can lie to yourself however you want to lie to yourself. But the truth is, this is a hell realm. Most of us are getting our exes kicked by life. Most of us are getting mauled by life. This reminds me of when Conor McGregor fought Khabib. One of the commentators, when he was getting mauled, said he's trying to guess Khabib up. Khabib had him lying on his back, and he was like mauling him, like dude was getting mauled. The commentator was like, he's trying to guess Khabib up. Joe Rogan was like, no, I think he's getting smashed. Like, he doesn't have a choice. It's not like he has a choice. It's not like he can get up if he wanted to get up. So he's getting mauled, bro. Like, he doesn't have a choice. I thought that was funny. He's not trying to guess Khabib up. He's getting mauled. Because we may have excuses, you know, when we're suffering in this world. You know, sometimes we even try to justify our own suffering. Sometimes we even try to make it look like we prefer to suffer. You know these people who pretend as if they prefer suffering. Well, the truth is that they don't have a choice. You know, they don't have a choice. They don't prefer being in a situation that they are in, but they do not have a choice. They're getting mauled by life. They don't have a plan. You know, it's not like they have a plan, like, I'm allowing life to maul me now because I have this plan. Now I got a plan. It's just getting mauled. This is a hell realm. Don't let anyone lie to you. Yes, you can be privileged. Some people are privileged, and some of these people think they're strong. There's some that I've realized. You know, some people are so privileged that they think they're strong. Like, things are going so well in your life that you're like, I'm tough. I'm tough because, you know, there are a lot of people who are crying, there are a lot of people who are complaining, but I'm not complaining, I'm not crying. But you don't realize how privileged you are. You don't realize how well things are going in your life. You don't realize that some people are really going through BS, bruh. Like, there are people that are really going through BS, they're not even telling you. You don't even say that they're going through BS because they're too damn strong. I remember when my dad died, this guy, he knew my dad. He knew my dad. He used to go to where my dad works. He didn't work very far from the apartment where my dad worked. So he heard that my dad was dead, but I didn't tell him. Me and him were kind of like close, but I didn't tell him. Like, I'm not the type of person who tell people when I'm going through something. I'm just not like that. Until this other day, I think it was Friday, he heard that my dad is gone on Tuesday. I stopped him because I wanted to ask for something from him. But I could see it in his face that he knows what happened. So I was like, okay, let me just tell him, because if I don't tell him, then like, how is he going to look at me? I mean, he knew my dad and he used to tell me about my dad. He used to tell me, just like I was telling you on the other video I was talking about his death. He was telling me that my dad is cool, bro. Like, he's kind, like he's chilled. You know, that's what everyone tells me. So yeah, I told him, and he said, one thing that I've realized is that people who are truly hurt by something, they don't really talk about it. You know, because I would see you, but you weren't really saying anything, and I didn't know what to say. You know, you ain't posting about it, you ain't saying anything about it. And I've realized that when I'm truly hurt by something, I don't really talk about it. And I think that's how most people are. Like, when you're truly hurt and you are helpless, you might not even talk about it. Some people have learned too early that it doesn't matter if they talk about their pain, right? Like, that can happen. Like, you learn that, okay, even if I do talk about my pain, nothing happens. It's not like things are gonna change. It's not like people are gonna start to understand me. It's not like, you know, people will try to carry the way that I'm carrying with me. Everyone is concerned with what's going on in their lives, and you can't blame anyone. You know, we are in a hell realm. Everyone is trying to make this life bearable for them, you know. So if they carry your weight, then, you know, things might suck for them, and they don't want that. They don't want that to happen. So people don't really help one another, and that maximizes suffering, because we are social creatures. If we work together as humans, yeah, we would win, but we can't. We weren't even programmed that way. So that's what sucks. We are programmed to make our lives as easy as possible. How do I make my life as easy as possible? And what we must realize is that to make our lives as easy as possible, other people's lives have to suck, right? To make my life as easy as possible, other people's lives have to suck. But if we work together, then no one's life will suck. But human beings don't know how to work together. They don't know how to be like, okay, so this is you. This is what you're dealing with. This is what you want. Here's how I can help. Okay, this is me. This is what I'm dealing with. This is what I want. Here's how you can help. Oh, this person, they're homeless. This is what they want. Here's how I can. Like, we create a functional society. Because this ain't functional, bro. You say, this is functional society, nah. For society to truly be functional, we need to be working together, right? Everyone is working for themselves, so this ain't working. It just seems like it's working. And humans believe so much in what things seem to be. Now, that's why it's not easy for people to see what the truth is. It's because we believe so much in what things seem to be, not the truth. That's why when a guy like me tells you the truth, that's why when a guy like me goes deeper and really explains things as they are, you're like, nah. The guy's crazy. Like, nah, bro. I have done a lot of work to understand what I understand. I have done a lot of work. I have passed the stage of lying to myself to feel good, because I have dealt with challenges that made it hard for me to feel good by lying to myself, right? Everyone wants to feel good. So if lying to yourself makes you feel good, you probably lie to yourself. You want the easy way out, right? Human beings want the easy way out. Don't let anyone lie to you. Life just taught me to embrace truth. I didn't have a choice. Just like Conor McGregor didn't have a choice when he was getting mauled by Khabib. You know, I was trying to gas Khabib up. So I wasn't trying to become the most conscious being by choice. I just didn't have a choice. I had to become the most conscious being. Am I the most conscious being? But that's the thing. Like, I had to keep on evolving, because if I didn't, I would suffer more. Life put me in a corner where, to get out of that corner, I had to be as honest as possible. You see? But some people don't find themselves in those kind of corners, so they can lie to themselves. Hey, God, gave me this, God gave me. Like, nah, life never puts you in a corner that actually makes you realize that that's not what's happening. You know, nature is brutal. Reality is brutal. But life has never put you in a corner where you're actually able to see that. So you lie to yourself. You can get away with being delusional. You know, you're so damn privileged that you can get away with being delusional. Some people can't get away with being delusional. You know, they can pray to God all they want, and because they live in a world that's truly brutal, they will still suffer, because, well, that doesn't really work. But you are privileged, so it seems like things working out for you has to do with you believing in some higher power. And you don't realize that you're just privileged. So you keep on praying. You're like, I'm blessed. God loves me. Look at what I have. You know? You look at other people and you're like, dang, their life sucks. But look at me, bro. God has blessed me. How can I not love this God? How can I not worship this God? Yeah, some people are saying he's evil. You know, maybe they're doing something wrong. Because why is he blessing me? I'm doing something right. Because he's blessing me. They don't realize that, nah, man, they're just privileged. Like, it has nothing to do with being blessed by a higher power or anything like that. It has everything to do with being privileged. So yeah, some people can get away with being delusional, but I couldn't get away with being delusional. I had to be as honest with myself as possible. And now, my honesty is a superpower, right? My level of honesty is actually a superpower. But in the beginning, it wasn't. It was a way of trying to get out of trouble, of trying to minimize my suffering, because that was the only way. It's like if you fell into a pool and you had to swim out of the pool. Like, no, there was no one to help you. You swim until you get tired, but you just had to keep on swimming, because, well, what can you do? You swim, right? Because if you don't swim, you're going to drown. So you keep swimming, you keep on swimming. Might be getting lost. You keep on swimming, 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 you keep on, you know. You might find that if you had to just swim, you know, decide to just swim, you will not be able to cover the distance that you'd cover if you really were in trouble. So yeah, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? So now my honesty is a superpower. Like, I see things as they are. I don't lie to myself. I've actually trained my mind to recognize truth in any situation, and I've always been able to handle it. Not always, but now I'm able to handle the truth. And that is why I trust myself, because I know most people can't handle the truth. Most people have to lie to themselves to get by. I've communicated with a lot of people who lie to themselves, you know, and I was just thinking they're just stupid. But no, they're just trying to survive, bro. They're just trying to survive, just like I was trying to survive. To them, they must lie to themselves, because if they were to be honest with themselves, they wouldn't be able to handle the truth. The truth will kill them. So they have to operate at the level of consciousness that they're operating on. If they decided to go deeper, if they decided to try to understand things as they really are, and then boom, they will not be able to survive. Remember when you were younger and you wanted to believe things that are not true? You wanted to believe things that are not true. That you'd actually cling to these beliefs because these beliefs make you feel better. Like kids believing that their toys are alive, or believing that they have imaginary friends, believing in Santa Claus. Like, humans never really grow up like that. They just learn how to behave. Like, they're not real adults. You know, just people who have learned how to behave in public. The people who have just learned to follow rules. And these rules were made up by those who came before them. It's not like these rules were created by the universe itself. You know, we could have lived in a world where these rules that we are following didn't make sense. You know, it would have depended on who, you know, won in the end, who got to run the world, and how do they feel about things. That is why the laws are different in different countries. You know, in some countries you can't smoke weed. In some countries you can't drink alcohol. In some countries prostitution is wrong. You know, it's illegal. In some countries, some religions are banned. In some countries, there's no free speech. You can't say some things. Because all of this shit is made up. So to get to the truth, you must be as honest as possible. If you really want the truth. If you don't want the truth, that's fine. You know, that's fine. But you might suffer more or if make other people suffer more than if you really cared about the truth. If you really cared about being right, being fair. But if you don't care about the truth, you can lie to yourself. You can tell yourself that you're doing the right thing even when you're doing the wrong thing. You can tell yourself that what is being done to you is the right thing even if it's the wrong thing, right? If you are being lied to, if you are being manipulated, if you are being told what to think, how to feel, how to behave, how to act, and if you don't act the way that you're being told to act, if you don't behave the way that you're being told to behave, if you don't say things that you are being told to say, if you say things that they say you mustn't say, you get punished, and you think that is good. You're lying to yourself. But you believe in your own lies. You're attached to your own lies, or the lies that other people have told you. The lies that other people have given you. This is a hell realm. And accepting the truth can help you live life in ways that will actually minimize suffering in the world. Like, if you realize that, okay, the default state of this world is hellish, what can I do to make it less hellish? Right? Because if you don't realize that, if you're like, nah, it's not hellish, God knows what he's doing. Like, ignorant people are the most dangerous people. Because if they believe something, but they are ignorant, they tend to be very passionate about what they believe. And you ask them, what do you believe? What you believe? And they don't say anything rational. It can be frustrating sometimes because you are a rational-minded individual. To you, it's all about what makes the most sense. But to them, it's not about what makes the most sense because they're ignorant. To them, it's just about what feels right, what they've been indoctrinated to believe, what they grew up believing, what their parents believed, what they were told, or what the majority of people believe. That's it. Well, these people cause a lot of suffering in the world without even realizing that they're doing that. If you can convince these people that certain animals are bad, they're gonna believe. Like, where I grew up, they don't like monkeys. Like where I grew up. In fact, our monkeys are associated with witchcraft. If they see a monkey, that monkey ain't gonna survive. The whole community is gonna be chasing that monkey because they believe that it's a human that turned into a monkey. That's what they believe. You see an innocent monkey, on top of a tree because it's scared, and with the whole community trying to unalive it, throwing stones at it. You see that it's scared. Like it's just a monkey. People don't want to think as honestly as they can to, realize what the truth is. So they'll be like, nah, that's a human that turned into a monkey. There's this bird that looks like a cat. What is it called? It's like a crow it's like it has a head of a cat but the body of a crow. What is it called, man? Like, damn, I forgot what it's called, but you know it. It's very scary. It's associated with witchcraft. Every time when they see it, they think something bad is gonna happen. Every time they see it, because it's scary. And when you look at it, you're like, dang, what the heck is that? Like, it's really scary. Even snakes. Snakes are associated with witchcraft where I live. If you have snakes, they might unalive you, bro, if they find you with the snake. Especially pythons. Pythons. Yeah, those are the ones that are associated with witchcraft. Because they're big. And that can be explained. Like, they're big, right? They're scary. So yeah, you can easily associate that with witchcraft. But people are not educated enough. Old people where I live, when they're like too old, sometimes they suffer from what's called dementia. I think, yeah, that's what it's called. So sometimes they will wake up in the middle of the night and go to another house. I don't know how that happened. Then people in that house wake up and be like, what's going on? Witchcraft. The whole community will be there. It's witchcraft. It's witchcraft. I'm not saying witchcraft doesn't exist. I'm saying we need to educate ourselves. We don't need to be like ignorant about everything, because there's a very thin line between ignorance and truth. There's a very thin line between ignorance and truth. This world ain't what it seems. This world ain't how it's presented to be. You have to see deeper truth. You have to see what you're not being shown, what's being hidden from you. You have to be so conscious that you're able to see what's hidden from you. Yes, this is what you see, but what's behind what you're being shown? That's how you get to the truth. You must be willing to go deeper. You must be willing to go beyond what you're being shown. You must be willing to feel emotions that you've never felt before, because you're trying to see things as they really are. Yes, truth hurts, but at some point you get used to the pain. You know, at some point you will get used to the pain. At some point you will get used to what you know. I was having a conversation with a relative of mine about my dad's passing. And they were telling me that when their dads passed on, they weren't able to cope in the beginning. They weren't able to, you know, accept what happened. But after a few months, they were able to cope. So that's how it is with the truth. Someone tells you the truth, because you were attached to a lie, you won't be able to cope at first, but after some time you'll be able to cope. You'll be able to accept the truth. Like, this is the truth. This is how it is. So because we are afraid of suffering, when we hear the truth and it isn't making us feel good, we reject it right away. Unless we do not have a choice, right? unless we do not have a choice. Think about it. If I was able to reverse my dad's passing, don't you think I would? If I was able to reverse my dad's passing, don't you think I would? Be like, no. I've got the power to reverse his death. So, yeah. Olol, ijablan mol dai ding.
Lan mo ling are peso.
Oh, all right.
It's come flat.
All right. I've moved to Soweto. I live very close to Johannesburg, like the city. Like this is Josie. Yeah, I needed change, you know. I needed change. But I made the decision before my dad passed on. When I decided to stop drinking, it was like, you know, it wouldn't be best for me to still live in a place where I'm drinking a lot. Where I was drinking a lot, because, you know, I always want to drink. Like I need change, you know. I need to be in a new place so that my brain will forget what it was already used to. Because when you're in a new place, you think differently, you feel differently, right? Your brain is still trying to adjust to the changes, you know. Your brain doesn't recognize the place that you're in, because, well, I mean, I've been here before, but it was a long time ago. So your brain doesn't focus on old habits. Like if you want to change your life, you need to move to a new place. Like that should be the first step. Like if you want to change your life, move to a new place. And then start developing the right habits. That's how you win. I think it's hard to make changes if you're still going to be doing the same things that you were doing, or be living in the same place that you were living in. I think it's just hard. It's almost impossible, actually. So if you start developing the right kind of habit after moving to a new place, then that's better. You might actually find yourself coping better. So I've decided that I will work out as regularly as I can. So the way that I would, you remember I used to drink a lot, and you know, people used to complain. I'm gonna work out a lot and people are gonna complain. But everything I do at the highest level. That's the type of person. That's even when it comes to videos. Like I would be giving you videos daily. You know, I've only stopped after my dad's passing because yeah, you know, you need some time. You need some time to process everything. You need some time to also, you know, do what needs to be done. You know, funerals ain't easy. Like if you've never had someone close to you die and everything falls on you, you don't know how hard it is to like make everything work out well. It's hard, bro. The people that you rely on might actually turn their backs on you. You might actually find yourself alone. Like I had to do a lot of things by myself, and I'm in pain. You know, people will be looking at you. No one is willing to help, so you just gotta do everything yourself. You don't have enough money. You gotta make things happen. You gotta go to places that you didn't think you will go to. Ask for help from people that you didn't think you would ask help from. It was not easy, but things went well. Things went well. So yeah, I needed time to, you know, do everything right and also process everything. But being able to make things better, being able to make things work, doesn't mean that you are not in a hell realm.